Wow.
I
Well,
mean, come on.
that's
The similarities.
well. Hold on, hold on,
Monday
hold
Night
on, hold on,
Nitro.
hold on. So apparently, regarding the name of AEW Dynamite, excuse me, like the original Tuesday Night Dynamite in a trivia note, Khan as a kid used to book pro wrestling television, and the name Dynamite was the name of his fantasy television show he put together. So that's actually how they came up with this name.
Yeah, right. I mean, come on. Monday Night Nitro. Oh, all of a sudden they came up with Dynamite out of nowhere. Hey, wait. Nitro, Dynamite. Oh, it goes together. Let's go.
They have had Pyro on their shows. Yes, they have. AEW will be out of business by this time next year, says Higgs21. Wow. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, and it's on TNT. It just kind of all makes sense. Dynamite, whatever. So, yeah, that's the show that we're getting on Wednesday night from AEW. And I'm going to get into this Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara promo here, or this match right here. So, Cody is taking on Sammy Guevara one-on-one this Wednesday night. And all this speculation is, Cody's already supposed to be facing Chris Jericho. What happens if Sammy Guevara pulls off the upset and defeats Cody Rhodes? So I'm going to get into this promo.
It's not about Sammy. It's about Jericho.
It's about Jericho, and then we'll get into Sammy Guevara after that, all right? So it's not very long, everybody. Bear with me. And
About a minute, maybe 2 minutes.
Right, yeah. So it's not very long, but it's very interesting because the outcome of this match Wednesday night could change everything come November for their pay-per-view show. So let's check out this interview with Cody Rhodes.
We should be talking about Sammy Guevara. But let's take a detour. Let's talk about Chris Jericho. World's champion Chris Jericho. He has earned that distinction. It's not unlike Madam Ambassador or Mr. President. He is the best wrestler in the world, so he is the world champion. And if you take a deep dive on Chris's storied career, and you look at the style and how he used to compete and how it stacks up to how he is now as a competitor, they stand in complete disparity. It's a real mark of how great a wrestler Chris has always been. I'll give you a prime example. The Judas effect. Everyone who works on this show, everyone in this room laughed when we saw a video promoting the Judas effect. But then I watched it knock out not one, but two of the best wrestlers in the world, two of my closest friends. So nobody is laughing now. That is genuine stopping power. Chris Jericho is still dangerous. So wouldn't that have been enough? Myself, coming off the two biggest wins of my career, entering the prime of my career at the beginning of AEW against the world champion Chris Jericho, November 9th, Full Gear, Baltimore, Maryland, Royal Farms Arena. That should have been enough. But Chris did what his lot often does. He wanted to escalate the scenario. And he called my dad a son of a b****. Who's that for? Is that heat? Are you getting heat on a dead man? Is this Memphis? No, if it's heat on anybody, it is heat on me, because people would assume that I would corroborate with such a nonsensical and carny statement, and I would never. You want to know what else it is? It's lazy. Chris Jericho is one of the greatest interview men in the history of pro wrestling, one of the greatest promos. It's the equivalent of Elvis Presley saying, guess what, guys? I'm back from the dead. I got a new song, and it's me farting in the microphone for 30 minutes. Come on. You should do better, Chris. So let's cut the bells and whistles. We obviously don't need them. November 9th, you're not wrestling my dad. You're wrestling me. And I'm the son of a I know it's your birthday. I know you're going to have that human hat rack fly-by-night agent along with you, and I want him to be ready to powder your baby ass for when I am done with you. You are convinced that the revolution is happening because of you. The revolution was happening with or without you, and once again, here I am saying to you, guess what, Chris? Thank you for being part of it. But I'll see you in Baltimore. And do me a favor. Don't forget the belt. Again.
So, I actually enjoyed that promo, or interview, whatever you want to call it. I thought it was very good. Now, what? Oh, God damn it! I don't want to. Fuck. There we go. Now, what the thing is?
Tony watching Matt Hardy victories.
What happens if Sammy Guevara wins on Wednesday night? And AEW has been very, very on it about wins and losses mean everything in that company. But hold on. Let's get to the comments before we get it, because I missed a lot of comments here. Bob Ruski saying, man, y'all want to see a company fail so bad. Yeah, he's seen all these comments in the chat room about AEW not being able to last. I don't agree, but we'll see, I guess.
What about what everyone says about NXT? They're always saying, NXT is trash, they're over, and all that, because it's going to be on USA, but go ahead.
I want them so bad to do well, but they won't and can't compete with the machine that is WWE, says Hicks21. Mr. AEW says, you could argue this is the most important episode of pro wrestling in nearly 20 years, maybe even longer. They have to knock this out of the park in a lot of ways, even more than Double or Nothing or All Out. They need to display a compelling, well thought out, and engaging product. I'm expecting some kind of cliffhanger that none of us see coming, and I don't mean LAX being Jericho's partners. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. The wheel isn't broken, Tony Khan. We just don't want guys that lost the previous night to get a title shot the next night. Cody can cut one hell of a promo, says Adam Bomb. Cody is so damn good. Man, Cody's crazy good, says Marion Watson. Now, what happens if Guevara wins Wednesday night, Dave? Do you think they change the title match to maybe add Guevara in the match, or change and take out Cody and put Guevara? What do you think happens with this match come Wednesday night with Cody and Sammy Guevara? Are you even excited for this match between those two guys?
No, I'm not. Look, Sammy's great because I've seen him wrestle a bunch of times in Impact. Some Wrestle Circus stuff you have too, but I think he's a great wrestler, but there is no way that Cody loses this match. I mean, it would make zero sense. Yes, if they did it, where they're going to take Cody Rhodes out of the main event and put Sammy Guevara in it, I'm sorry, no one's going to want... That's not a headline pay-per-view match that you think should main event a show. I mean, Chris Jericho versus somebody that basically no one knows. A few people know who Sammy is, but not a lot. And that's the big difference. There's no way Cody loses this match. And to what everyone's saying in the chat about Cody, I agree. This was a great promo. And Cody does these things great. And this was a classic pro wrestling promo. What he was trying to make it seem like a shoot promo, but we know it wasn't. Like he's shooting on Jericho for talking about his dad and all that cheap Heat Carney stuff. And you know what? I hated it. Look, I thought the promo was delivered great, but one thing I hate about it is that you're less than 7 days away from your big debut on TNT. And you mention nothing about that or Sammy Guevara. I hate that.
Yeah, see, but here's the thing, and I get the point there. Let me put back on the screen that he did mention Sammy, and that's why a lot of people are saying that he's overlooking Sammy. He's already. It's like that. It's like when that saying when you have the Patriots, and they always go up against like the Jets or the Dolphins, and they always give them trouble because, say, the next week ahead of time they're playing like the Steelers or one of the top Chiefs, one of the top teams in the league, and they're already overlooking that team in front of them that's currently in front of them, and that's why they get even maybe lose or the game's closer than it should be. And that's kind of the aspect I see with Cody here, where he's saying,
Oh, so you're okay.
where he's saying, I should be talking about Sammy, but he's not on my level. I'm not. I'm looking past Sammy already. Where I'm already looking for at Cody. At Chris Jericho come November at Full Gear, where instead of I should be looking towards Sammy Guevara, my match on Wednesday, which is opening up AEW Dynamite. What better way to get people talking and get Twitter going, if Sammy Guevara pulls off the upset against Cody?
Oh, so it won't mean anything. Yeah, I get. So it's like, okay, the Lions just beat the Eagles, so does that mean they automatically go to the Super Bowl? No, they don't. So that's what you're saying. Is that what you're kind of getting at? Like, if Sammy beats him, it doesn't mean anything. It's just one win, so it doesn't matter.
No. What I'm saying is that Cody, it's like Cody's not. He's not taking Sammy serious. He feels like it's going to be a walk in the park come Wednesday night against Sammy, where he doesn't even have to even train or to scout Sammy on how good he is in the ring or whatever have you, that he's just going to run through him. And Chris Jericho is already on his mind. Nobody else is but Chris Jericho. And that's going to be the fall for him on Wednesday night.
Yeah, but if Sammy wins, which he's not going to, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. It'd make no sense to ruin your main event that you've been promoting, and to add someone else to it. It would just take something away from the match, because that's your big matchup. That's your marquee matchup. I just don't. This is one match I guess that people look forward to. Me, I'm not. I don't know if I will watch the match because it's just like I know Cody's gonna win.
Kyle King says, I don't care if AEW never beats NXT and folds in 6 months. What Cody has done since leaving WWE is amazing. Went from Stardust to creating his own effing company. Yeah, you got to give Cody props on that.
Well, Cody didn't create the company.
Well, he helped create.
Yeah, there was other people involved too, not just Cody.
Hey, Noob, how you doing tonight, brother? Thank you for popping by. Ganicus says, great promo, but why would I watch Sammy now? He's talked about 2 seconds. After the promo, there is no doubt this Sammy match is tops 10 minutes. Nothing on the AEW first show, in my opinion, is must watch. I'm watching the NXT show without a doubt on Wednesday. Wow.
Agreed. That show sounds better. And limited commercial interruptions.
Yeah, well, now let's get into the WWE show because I did pop.
You want to talk about this card, the whole card, or no?
Yeah, well, hold on. Let's get oh, wait, that's not it. Here it is. I'm sorry, guys. So on NXT, we have 3 title matches. I mean, WWE is not fucking around. Their first debut show on USA, where the first 2 hours will be on the show, or the whole show will be on the show, on USA Network, I should say. They're not playing around. Not only are we getting limited commercial breaks, but we're getting 3 major title matches on the card. We get the women's title match between Shayna Baszler and Candice LeRae. We get the Undisputed Era taking on the Street Profits for the tag team titles. And not only that, we get a world title match with Matt Riddle taking on Adam Cole. And I'm sure there's going to be something else on the show as well. But jeez, WWE is not playing around over on AEW Dynamite. Like I said earlier, we have Rio taking on Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's World Championship. We have Jon Moxley appearing live as well. We have Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara one-on-one. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks taking on Chris Jericho and 2 mystery partners. And Hangman Page versus the Bastard Pac. So not like it's not a strong show. It's pretty strong. You got your big names, Pac, Hangman, John, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Chris Jericho, and most likely LAX. And then over on NXT, you got 3 title matches. Now, Dave, I know we're apparently going to go live after AEW show is going, and we're still debating on if we're going to go live on Wednesday or Thursday of this week, but most likely on Wednesday. But which show, if you had to choose one or the other, would you watch? First ever debut
NXT,
show of
NXT, NXT, NXT. Because I don't. There's only one thing on this whole show that interests me, and that's to see what John Moxley says about the WE. Because you know he's gonna probably trash them like he's done on every podcast he's done. So that'd be the only thing interesting to hear, like Moxley talk.
Okay.
And I bet you the NXT starts off with the tag titles. So I bet you that starts off their thing.
I'm going to watch NXT and watch AEW recap from you guys. Just kidding, I'm watching both. But side note, Adam Cole has some Vince in him. You know he's going to want Punk. You want to Punk AEW. Yeah, there you go. It's going to be interesting Wednesday night. Because, in my opinion, this is the first ever episode of AEW. You would have to assume that AEW blows NXT out of the ballpark. Like, they should destroy them.
They should.
In the ratings. They should. Because everybody is going to tune into that first ever AEW show. You would think that everybody would turn into that show and watch the first ever AEW product. Now you throw in a little bit of a curveball, throwing these 3 title matches on the show. And on top of that, adding limited commercials. It's
smart.
WWE says, you want a fucking battle? Let's fucking go. And that's what they're doing. Now you got Triple H. You know, not only did he go into hype up crowd mode with the whole first ever show where he comes out and does the whole NXT, and then after the show he's going in the crowd doing the NXT chants. You're also getting him showing up at a fan restaurant and shooting the shit with some fans. They're not fucking around, man. They are. If AEW didn't think they were taking them serious, now they know they're taking them serious because of what we're getting on Wednesday, and especially how Triple H has really been playing up NXT for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, it looks to me it's like one card is some good matches. And and the other card is like, man, those are pay-per-view quality matches right there on this show. I mean, NXT are giving us takeover matches on a live broadcast of their weekly show. Those are takeover matches, like Adam Cole versus Matt Riddle. I mean, that's a match that everyone's wanting to see for a long time. And they're giving it to us on the very first show. Choose, you guys want to see it. There it is. There's your match. Hardly any commercial break. So we could get, we could get a full world title match with no commercial breaks.
It's gonna be a fun.
What about you, Tony? What show would you pick?
Hey, what's up, Bounty Hunter? Thanks for popping in, brother. Thank you. Oh man, it's tough. You know, to be honest with you, and this is only because if this was AEW's like 5th show, I'd probably say, yeah, I'm gonna check out NXT, and then watch AEW tomorrow. But seeing that it's their first ever show, I want to see how things go. How there's any mess ups, how everything goes technically, audio, everything. I want to see how the show's run, if it goes smoothly. I want to see how every match goes. That's why I want to watch this show on Wednesday night. I want to see how everything goes. Here's a question. Which championship is most likely to change hands next week, says Mr. AEW?
Yeah, I could see something big happening.
I say tag team titles.
Yeah, of course you do.
Tag team titles, absolutely.
Thanks,
Adam Bomb. Thank you for popping in, brother.
What if they want to do something big? I could see Riddle winning the NXT title. I really could.
Cody Rhodes with some interesting... Oh, thank you. Cody Rhodes says CM Punk made AEW look like dumbasses.
Yep. It sure did.
While speaking to Collider Live, Cody Rhodes cleared the air. He explained the contract that AEW has had with Punk and didn't totally close the door on him coming to AEW. He did say that Punk did make them look like dumbasses. But he did kind of make us look like dumbasses, saying we sent him a text offer. I'm sure we texted him, but we also called him. Someone also met him in a coffee shop. We made genuine effort, but in this case, in 2019, he spent quite some time away from the ring. We got him focused on who really wants to be on board with us versus going out and finding someone who perhaps doesn't want to be part of this. I didn't really communicate with him further after that. I expected to see him at StarCast. He gave this great live show that he did with Mike Johnson where he was really great with, his answers. I'm sure we'll run into each other at some point if he ever wanted to be part of this and had the passion to come back to wrestling. That door is always open. No ego, no situation would ever prevent us from having him come in because the fans have never given up on Punk ever. It's crazy. So there you go. Who knows what to believe on that situation. All right. One more.
To me, Punk. Oh, go ahead.
No, finish. Go ahead.
I was going to say, to me, Punk is just setting himself up to get a WE offer. That's what it is. That's the reason he turned them down and basically making them look stupid at AEW, so he could get an offer from Vince and get treated like royalty. Have someone fly him out to come see him, or Triple H or Shane or Vince flies out to see him personally, gets flown out. Just to be like a free agent who wants to be wooed and treated like a star. That's what he wants. Absolutely. And he trusts what WWE does over AEW.